Hi everybody, thanks for supporting the channel, it's much appreciated. So as I said, this week's video will be another knife related video. I'm featuring this knife from a UK knife maker, R.J.Evans. This one is his Mors Kochanski tribute knife, which makes it kind of a special knife. It's a pure bushcraft blade. I'm going to enjoy making this video because I like using this knife a lot. So let's take a look, starting with the leather work. So sometimes when you get a knife, it seems like the sheath is an afterthought. Not in this case. The sheath is a thing of beauty. Beautiful welting. The stitching is immaculate. Nice dangler, which is removable, by the way. I like a dangler. Wet formed. And I'm not sure if he dips these in beeswax. I never did ask, but it's a very hard, durable sheath that holds the knife perfectly. Very nice sheath. Let's take a look at the knife. R.J.Evans MK Tribute. This is his tribute knife to Mors Kochanski. Green micarta handles, 3 stainless pins or tubes holding it in. Full tang, of course. This is 01 steel, 1/8 thick. Bit of an exposed pommel, that is sharp for scraping bark, or even if you wanted to pound the knife into something, you can use that to pound in the knife. Very comfortable, fills my hand perfectly. It's a sweet spot for blade length. Extremely sharp spine as well. Quite a shallow Scandi, gives you lots of control, lots of strength in that too. Let's get to work. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know when I feature a knife, I basically put each knife through the same steps, so I have a baseline to compare to. Today's no different. This knife is a pure bushcraft blade, so I would always take it out with an axe and a saw, process the bigger pieces down with the axe and a saw, continue the wood prep with my knife. So today's no different. Let's do some light batoning. I'm not going to torture test this knife by any means. We'll just process down for some feather sticks and some kindling. If you want to see some torture testing being done or some greater testing being done, by all means check out Rob's channel. I'll link to it down below. He tests his knives fully and completely. That's one of the reasons why I bought this knife, because Rob is not only a knife maker, he's a heavy knife user and a real knife nut. You know, he not only uses his own knives, he uses knives from a lot of different makers, a lot of different brands, and puts them to the test too. I enjoy watching his channel. Check him out. R.J.Evans Woodsman, I think it's called. Yeah. Anyway, I'll link to it down below. Very knowledgeable about knives in general and about his craft. That's about as big of a piece as I would consider doing with a knife like this. No problem. I chose 01 tool steel with this knife for a couple of reasons. I like 01 tool steel, and choosing 01 kept it in budget for me, and I had confidence in the grind. It's a very tough grind. It's a very tough blade, even for 01 steel. Here's some hardwood. some birch. Not as hard as maple, but still considered a hardwood. No problems. Of course. Just do a little bit more. Now this piece here, that's going to make some nice feather sticks. Perfect. We'll save these pieces nice and straight. This will be some nice kindling. Take your time when you're building a fire. Pays off in the end. In performing a task like this, I prefer to have the blade pointing away from me. Some people like to have the blade pointing towards them and push the wood through. That works too, but there are risks doing it that way. I find this way works fairly well. It's a little bit safer as well. You can do it both ways. Either way, you'll make some nice kindling. Here's something you can try. It looks a little bit risky, but it's not actually. If you hold your knife like this, and that's where a small bushcraft knife like this really comes into play because it's compact. Hold it in the palm of your hand, put it up against your kindling, rock it to get it started. You'll be able to get a split started. Now holding it like this, the wood can't travel up the blade and cut this hand. It's quite safe. Do your split and even run it through the conventional way if you like. But it's kind of a good little technique to try once you get used to using knives. Probably a lot of you are doing this already. It's a little technique that Moores showed in his book Bushcraft, and it works very well. Allows you to get those nice pencil thin splits. Alright, there's most of my prep done. I'll use these for feather sticks. I always like to run my fingernail along the blade. I don't feel any damage. Did a little bit of batoning as you saw. Shaves. Still shaves. That's 01 steel too. Nice. Alright, let's make some feathers. This shallow zero Scandi really gives you a lot of control. You can produce thick, wide curls if you like, or you can slow things down, get those really fine, compact curls. 9, 10, 11, 12 curls. They're the ones that light very easily. That thing will go up Get some of these bigger ones on the other side. This knife works wood like a dream. And you don't need a custom knife. You can do this with a $15 more, I know. But sometimes you want something pretty that can do nice things too. That is a gorgeous knife. There's 6 or 7 feather sticks down there. Let's light the fire. Fire prep's done. Feathers for tinder. We have our fine kindling, a little bit larger, and some fuel. Now, these feathers are absolutely amazing, and to be honest, I don't have another knife that I can make feathers this good so effortlessly. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. The grind is amazing. It's just effortless. These are gonna light so easily. So easy. The rest of these on. Start with our kindling. That fire is on its way. Proper prep makes lighting the actual fire a lot easier. As this takes hold, we'll just add our bigger pieces. Quite often I'll just make a Morse Kohansky tri-stick, but I'm getting a new knife, I'm tuning it in. Morse didn't invent the tri-stick, but he certainly thought it was a good idea to practice using your knife using a tri-stick. So the purpose of the tri-stick is just to practice. Simply move down your piece of stick, try different notches. At first, you go for safety. After that, you can safely go faster. Rob actually had traveled to Canada and trained at Moore's school. So obviously he thought a lot about Moore's and the skills that he taught. That's why he made the knife. He really understands what a bushcraft knife should be. That's why I bought one. He thinks about knives in a lot of ways the same way I do. I like all kinds of knives. There's not one knife that is better than the other. They all are suited to a task. Big knives, small knives, bushcraft knives. I got to know Rob a little bit through Instagram, chatting. So I felt okay to order a knife from him. I think it's the first time I've ordered anything from the UK. No, I've ordered a few other things. Shipping was fast. No problem at the border. If you're in North America, you won't have any issues. Be sure to check Rob out on his YouTube channel. He's actually quite funny. Speaks his mind, which is not a bad thing if you know what you're talking about, is it? So just about done this tri-stick. Didn't take long. Before the fire burnt out, I had it, so it's not too bad. Finish off with a point. So there's a root stripper, a little V-notch, your bird's beak, a reduction, saddle notch, square reduction, square notch. This is just a point. There's a lot of other notches you can try. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones. Doesn't take long. It's good practice. They're fun to do. They look pretty cool too. Try a tri-stick. Okay, what are my final thoughts on the R.J.Evans MK Tribute knife? One word, it's a phenomenal knife. I love this knife. It's nice to look at, it's well made, attention to detail is amazing, beautiful to hold, and just lovely to work with. It did all those tasks without effort. You know, it's just very fun to work with. I enjoyed making this video. Thank you, Rob. Awesome knife. I'm on the list for the next bush tool run, please. So if you want a really good value knife, value for the money I'm talking about, don't hesitate. Check out Rob. Have a chat. And thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate all your support. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you haven't hit the bell notification lately, hit it again. You'll be sure to get notified of all future videos like this and more. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.